Common 107. I would like to begin my presentation by asking you all a quick question. By a raise of hands, I would just like to know how many of us wear our flip-flops longer than in summer months. Summer months being June through August. So I know I do. Why do we wear our flip-flops long, and why do we love flip-flops so much? Well, they're easy, they're comfortable, and they're $5 from Old Navy. So who doesn't love that? But when students returned from summer vacation to Auburn University, complaining of lower leg, ankle, and foot pains, the biomechanics decided to take a deeper look and were able to identify the culprit of the pain as our good summer buddy, the flip-flop. In this speech, I will shed light on how flip-flops change the way that we walk, how this is harmful to our health, and other hazards that arise from wearing flip-flops. But first, let's look at how flip-flops change the way we walk.
Top right.
Looking at flip-flops, and we noticed an increase in lower leg pain when our students came back from summer and were transitioning back into wearing tennis shoes and street shoes.
Professor Wendy Weimer and her flip-flop sporting graduate students set up an experiment to look at how the foot hits the ground. Participants were asked to wear either sneakers or a thong flip-flop.
They were very concerned about stubbing their toes, particularly as they swing their leg through. What we found is that people take shorter strides, and that their ankle angle, the angle between their shin and the top of their foot, is actually increased, and so they do alter their gait.
Take another look. See how the foot has to work harder not just to walk, but to keep the flip-flop on the foot. The average person takes 10 to 20,000 steps a day, and according to Dr. Tano, the wrong footwear can cause serious problems.
This study was led by a biomechanic named Schroyer and Weiner, and as seen in the study, we take shorter strides when wearing our flip-flops. We do this for two reasons. One, we're afraid to stub our toes or hurt our feet, and two, we need to work extra hard to keep, our toes need to work extra hard to keep that flip-flop on our foot. Dr. Greg Cohen, a podiatrist at Long Island College Hospital in Brooklyn, New York, says, flip-flops don't really hold on the foot like most shoes do, so we use the tendons and muscles to hold them on. But what does this mean to our health? Working hard is good. This overwork in our feet leads to a number of problems, including strain on our Achilles muscle, strain on our calf muscle, and pain in our heels, arch of our feet, and our toes. However, the most painful effect is tendonitis, which results from our tendons working extra hard to keep the flip-flop on our foot. Another aspect that has changed in the way that we walk is pronation. Pronation is when we're walking, the arch of our foot opens up to absorb the shock of our foot hitting the ground, but during pronation and when we wear flip-flops, our arch locks, there's a locking mechanism, and so we receive the full impact of our foot hitting the ground, and it's a little difficult to understand verbally, so this is pronation. Our ankle will tilt out. When wearing flip-flops, our ankle tends to tilt in. That's when the locking mechanism occurs, and that's when we receive all the impact from the floor, and it's painful and it causes inflammation in the foot and tendonitis. Flip-flops also offer virtually no ankle support, so if you're walking and stepping off of a curb and you roll your ankle, it's a lot more detrimental to your ankle as opposed to wearing sneakers and boots. So most sprains are often direct results from wearing flip-flops. Now this is where it gets nasty. I will now talk about other hazards that arise from wearing flip-flops. Germs. The University of Miami found that the average pair of flip-flops that's worn only in the summer months, that's only June through August, as opposed to me who wears them up until mid-October, the average flip-flop will carry 18,000 different germs. So this is only, again, from wearing them in the summer months. When examined, we found that the average pair of flip-flops is carrying fecal germs, skin germs, and respiratory germs, along with many others. According to Dr. Philip Tierno, Jr., a clinical microbiologist at New York University, it is not uncommon for the bacteria that causes staph infection to be present on a flip-flop. So if you're a person wearing a flip-flop and you have an open cut or a blister on your foot and you happen to step on top of this staph bacteria, you might wake up the next day with a staph infection. So I guess wear socks if you're wearing flip-flops. One flip-flop even carried the bacteria causing diaper rash. So in conclusion, I've spoken about how flip-flops change the way we walk, how this is abusive to our feet, and other hazards that arise from wearing flip-flops. So wear your flip-flops responsibly, and most importantly, don't let your flip-flops wear you. Thank you.